12 through 15. Verily, verily, I say to you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these he do, because I go to my Father. Now, I need to stop right there for a minute, because greater works, well, how much greater can you get than raising the dead? How much greater can you get than getting on the Mount of Transfiguration and Moses and Elijah come? How much greater can it get than to be on the cross and die, give everything, die, and then come back on the third day? When it says greater works, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do something greater than raise the dead, greater than resurrect from the dead, greater than have all this stuff around you, what it's talking about. And there are some people that there's gift of healing, and then there's healing. Sometimes God uses us to heal people, and some people have the gift of healing. And they're more where they're, it's like doctors. There's some doctors that are amazing. They have the gift of healing. And there's others that have to just take their books out and go for it. Mechanics have the gift of mechanicking. They can go to it. Mr. Fountain used to blow me away because he could listen to the boat and tell you, by listening to the boat, I need you to do this, 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 and this. And I'm listening to the boat and going, well, it sounds like you got a cold. Go blow the boat's nose. So again, what encouragements? So greater works is when Jesus was on earth, he had one mouth, 2 hands, 2 feet, one body. On the day of Pentecost, he had 120 bodies, 240 hands, 240 feet, 120 mouths. Think about it. Amen. And then, as it started, that's right. That's right. That was good. Whoever said amen, that was a good place to say it. That's what you mean. That, yeah.
What does it mean?
Oh, I thought you said amen. Okay.
She's real smart.
Okay. Everybody was working with Jesus, but Jesus came in an earthly body. So he was hindered in his earthly body. He got tired. He had to go to sleep. He went to sleep on the boat. He had to go and spend time early praying in the garden, praying with his Father, trying to get information, trying to get strength, he was showing us how we could live. But he was baptized with the Holy Ghost to the fullest of extent. I mean, can you imagine somebody here baptized to that kind of extent that Jesus was? Wow. You could walk through here and blinded eyes, just walk through and just walk. I mean, not to show off, I mean, literally, you could walk through and just, and like Peter, people brought Peter in Peter's presence, and all he had to do was his shadow. They touched his shadow, and he got healed. His shadow. That's crazy. Okay? So, that's to what extent. But Jesus was saying, you're going to do greater works because there's more of you. There's more of it going on now. So where there was one who got tired and he was hindered by time and space. The man affected eternity, but he never traveled much more than 100 miles. Wow. He didn't have Facebook. He didn't have live Facebook like the other Sunday. He didn't have a telephone. He didn't have a cell phone. He did not have a car. He didn't even own his own animal. He had to borrow somebody's animal, right? He walked wherever he went. But he affected eternity. Now, on the day of Pentecost, his spirit was passed on to 120. On the day of Pentecost, there was 120 in the upper room. That's why I say it was 240 hands now. 120 people filled with the Holy Ghost. So now just instead of Jesus' mouth talking, now he had 120 people trumpeting the good works of God. Okay? So that's now, instead of one mouth, you got 120 mouths.
You mean like disciples?
Yeah, the disciples. Yeah. Your hands. Instead of just Jesus' hands laid on people, now you got 120 people, which is 240 hands laid on people. Mm-hmm. Instead of one person walking, now you got 120 walking.
That was when the Holy Spirit came.
Yeah, when the Holy Spirit came on the day of Pentecost. And then within a matter of weeks, there's 8,000. There was 3,000 on the day of Pentecost. And then 5,000 more, it says. 8,000 people in no time. So can you imagine? It went from 120 to 8,000. So that was 16,000 hands, 8,000 mouths, 16,000 feet, 8,000 bodies. It's amazing. Jesus said, I'm going to go away, because if I don't go away, the Comforter will not come. So Jesus was the one that was baptized in the Spirit. When he goes up, the Spirit comes down. It's like this. Jesus goes up, the Spirit comes down, the church goes out. Powerful.
So when it says like the dove,
On Jesus, yeah.
that was the Holy Spirit?
Yes. And when Jesus was baptized, when he started his ministry, the Trinity was there. Because the Father speaks out of heaven, this is my beloved Son, whom I'm well pleased. And then the Spirit, like a dove, comes down and descends on him after the Son is baptized, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. There it is again, the Trinity. Here is again the Trinity in John chapter 14. So, this encourages me, because I can pick my degree, you can pick your degree, you can pick your job, but you can't pick what gifts you got in God. Because here's how it works. Certain people have certain gifts, and but at any time, God can use any one of his children in any gift. At any time. But there are people that are bent toward other areas, like evangelizing or missionary or something of that same to stick in. Because he's gone up there and the Spirit is down here. Wow. We're going to do something, and whatever you shall ask him, I mean, that will do, that the Father will be glorified in the Son. And again, it says anything. Well, here's where people say, well, I asked and God didn't do it. Well, if you're tuned in to God in a situation and you ask him and it's in his will, it's going to happen. But if I sit right here and say, God, I need you to put me in a red Corvette, candy apple red Corvette, right out there. I claim it in the name of Jesus. I'm walking home. Okay? But at the same time, again, we talked about it. We talked about all these people that got healed and the ones that got kicked out of hospice and all this because God's will was for people to get around and believe and pray and trust God to do what he said he would do. So that's some powerful, powerful stuff. So here we go. What kind of encouragement do you get out of it? What we just read. What does he want you to understand?
To ask.
Yeah, you do.
That's right. And he wants us to do stuff.
To ask. Some people won't ask.
That's right. That's right.
I thought it was kind of funny how you said a red, was it Camaro? Corvette. Our friend over here has got one.
That's where you're pointing at.
A lot of people will read this and say that they can ask anything of God, but God, if you believe in God, like the first verse, if you believe in him, you'll know what to ask him.
That's right.
That's right.
And that's where people mess up. They think, well, I shouldn't say mess up. They have a false hope that I can ask him for anything and I'm going to get it. God knows what you need. He knows what you can handle. But he also, my son did something good, a pretty smart day to me. He was talking about finances and money and all the above. And he said, how can God give you any more money when you're not a good steward of what he's already given you?
That's right.
Yeah.
Very good common sense from God.
Yeah.
He's not going to just bestow it upon you leaps and bounds because he knows you're going to waste it. So he's going to let you die down and believe that, hey, I believe in Jesus Christ. He's going to take care of me.
That's right. That's right. It's like this. I remember one of the hardest lessons I ever had to teach DC. DC, and this is way, way, way years ago, back before now he's awesome, absolutely awesome, but he had to get to that point, you know what I'm saying? Very immature, and he was asking for some help, and I watched him squander it. I'd help him, he'd squander it. And so he called me up and said, Dad, I need some help with blah, 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 blah. And I said, son, I'm going to do the biggest favor you've ever had. He said, what's that? I said, no. And he said, that's not a favor, Dad. I said, yeah, it is. I said, you squandered the last couple of times, you squandered it. And so you showed me that you couldn't be a good steward of it. And so because you weren't a good steward, now you're going to take and pull me into it too? And I said, no. And he got mad. He got really mad. But he came back to me. Matter of fact, I didn't even hear him say it until Bethany, something I'd done with Bethany, and Bethany thought I was being kind of tough on her. Of course, DC said, you don't know what tough is. said, you're the girl, you've had it made. Said, we'll tell you tough, me and Danny can tell you tough. You know, but Daniel said, DC said, Daddy, one of the greatest things that you ever did for me that day was to say no. He said, because it made me quit squandering. It made me start pondering, what have I done wrong? What am I doing right?
If you enable every time,
Yeah.
when you quit enabling, that makes them have to go out and become able.
That's right. So he told me that. Just like, now it scares me. Because he called me last Thursday and said, I just need you to tell me two things. You still got those boots, those duck boots. I said, yeah. And I need you to say yes. And I said, wait a minute. Now, I still got the duck boots, and you want me to say yes. Come on now. He says, I said, can you put some more words around that? I got the duck boots. He said, well, are you busy in the morning? I said, well, I can make myself unbusy for a couple of hours, but what's this? I got to say yes. And what it was, he was going bird hunting. And he had already paid for the field. I mean, it's a field, a regular field with nobody else is a hunt. You pay for it. You go in, and they put so many birds out there, and your dogs hunt them. And so it's still hunting. It's not some kind of baited field, so to speak. It's still, because we still only got like five one type bird and 4 the other. But I was also amazed at two things. Amazed at that dog he's got, and I was amazed at my granddaughter Annie Oakley.
And you didn't need the boot sock off.
No, I didn't need the boots. I really didn't, because it wasn't bad. What I was going to say is, my granddaughter, we're walking along, all of a sudden a bird jumped out before the dog got to it, and we're still sitting there. All of a sudden, my granddaughter just goes, and the bird goes, and I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, she was something. Yeah, okay. So here we go.